ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಇದೇನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಸರ್? ಇದು ವರ್ಷ ಇದೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು
ಅಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಬ್ಲೂನ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್?
ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತದಲ್ವ ಸರ್ ಬೋರ್ಡು?
ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಇದೆ ಸಾಕು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ.
ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ ಸಾಕು ಸರ್.
ಪೆನ್ ಬ್ಲೂನ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಸಾಕು.
ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್. ಬ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ, ಇವತ್ತು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ
ಸರ್.
ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರಾ?
ಈಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಯಾರೇ ಸರ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ಒಂದು 20 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಸಾಕು ಸರ್ ಇವತ್ತು.
ಹೌದಾ?
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳೋದ ಸರ್?
ಬೇಡ ಸಾಕು.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ ದೂರ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಿಲ್ಲ
ಇಷ್ಟೇ. ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಸರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತು ಸರ್. ನೀವು ಐದು ಬನ್ನಿ ನೋಡೋಣ.
ಸಾಕು ಸರ್.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತುಂಬಬೇಕನ್ನಲ್ವಾ?
ನೋಡಿ, ಅದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್.
ಏನು ಸರ್?
ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ.
ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಾಗ? ಲೈಟು ಆತೈತೆ ಹಾಕದ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹಾಕದ?
ಅದು ಲೈಟ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂದು ಪೆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ
ಸರ್ ಸಾಕಿ.
ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರ ಸರ್? ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಹೊತ್ತು ಆ ಕಡೆ ಬೀಳೋದು.
ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರೀತೀನಿ ಬಿಡಿ
ಸರ್. ಇದು ಲೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಾ? ಲೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾಕ ಸರ್.
ಯಾವುದು?
ಆ ಕಡೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಹಾಕೋಣ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಎರಡು ಡಬಲ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿ ನೋಡಿ ಆ ಕಡೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡೋಣ, ಏನು ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಯಾವುದು? ಇದನ್ನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಅದನ್ನ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ ಹೆಂಗೆ. ಬೇಡ, ಅದು ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
ಡಬಲ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್
ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ, ಇವಾಗ ಸಾಕು.
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? PRP ಮಾಡೋದು ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ
ಫುಲ್ಲು ವೈಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು.
ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ವೈಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ?
ಅಂದರೆ ರೂಮ್ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ವೈಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಲೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
ಒಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿ ಯಾರನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸಿ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ
ಸರಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಮಾಡೋಣ.
We can see clearly in black pens sir ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಯಾರ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್.
ಅದೇ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಪೆನ್
ಯಾರು
ಹಾಕಿದಾರಾ? ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಕ್ ವೈಲರ್ ಆಗಲಿ.
ಬಿಡಿ ಸರ್, ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಓಕೆ ಅಂತ.
ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸ್ಪೀಡವ?
ಯಾರು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಪೆನ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಇನ್ನು?
ಇನ್ನೂ 10 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್. ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ನಾನು ಪಕ್ಕ ಹೋಗೋದ ಇದು ವನವಾಸ್ಯ. ಅದು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್
ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್
ಟೆಂತ್ 25 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್. ನಾವು ಟೆಂತ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, 9th 22 ಜನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಟ್ಟೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಶಕ್ತಿನಗರ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪೋರ್ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ನಾನು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಇವಾಗ ಗೌರಿಶಂಕರ್ ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ನು ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 2 ದಿನ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟ್ ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಬೆಟರ್ ಸರ್. ಅವ್ರು ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಪ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಟ್ಟು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಪಂಚಾಯತ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಚಾಲೂ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸರ್ ಈ ಸಲ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಫುಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್
ಮೊನ್ನೆ ನೋಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಸುಮಾರು
ಬರ್ತಿರೋ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ
ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿನ ಮಾರಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿನ ಮಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲೇಜೇ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ 650 ಜನ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ತುಮಕೂರಿನ 5 ಜನ ತುಮಕೂರು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್, ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡದವರೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡೋದು.
ನೀಟು
ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ನಾವೇನೆ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಇಟಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಸಿಇಟಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನೀಟ್ ಜೆಇ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್. ಹಂಗ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಿಲ್ವೋ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಬರೀ 600 ಜನ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು. ಹಲೋ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ರಾ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಅಂತ
ಈಗ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರೀ
ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿಲ್ಲ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು 20 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ 6:30 ಮುಗಿಸಿ
not 2 minutes.
ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಶಬ್ದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ.
Good evening, students. So, let me introduce myself first. My name is Sceience. So, the topics what you study under the heading of science, they can be classified into three main branches. So, some topics are related to physics branch, some topics are related to chemistry branch, and some topics are related to biology. So up to 8th standard, you study topics of different branches under one heading, that is science. But when you come to 9th standard, you are going to study the topics of these branches separately. Okay. So as I said, in today's class, I am going to give a brief introduction about the topics of chemistry that you are studying in 8th standard. Okay. Before that, first, let me tell you about the definition of science. Okay. So in lower classes, you have studied about the science subject. So what actually is science? What is meant by science? So in science, whatever you learn, they are all facts. Okay. And all those facts, they are practically proven fact. That is facts. Okay. So whatever you say, you have to give proof for that. All the things what you learn under the heading of science, they are proven facts. Okay. So science is nothing but study of facts. And all these facts, they are studied in a systematic way. Okay. So that is why science can be defined as the systematic study of knowledge. Okay. So the facts what you learn, it is nothing but knowledge. And all these facts you are going to study in a systematic way. So whether it is a topic of, that means a concept of physics, or a concept of chemistry, or a concept of biology, or whatever may be the type. Knowledge is nothing but facts. Okay. Truth. Fact is nothing but truth. So whatever you are learning, it is nothing but gaining knowledge only. So the truth about our surroundings, what you are learning, they are nothing but facts. And that is nothing but knowledge. For example, oxygen is essential for survival of living organisms. That is the fact. Oxygen is present in air, and during respiration, we inhale oxygen, and that will be utilized by cells to give energy. And by using that energy, we can carry out activities. Okay, so that is a fact. And science deals with facts only. Okay, so all the things what you learn in your surroundings, they are nothing but facts. And when you go on learning the facts, you will be gaining knowledge. Somebody has shot a message that what is knowledge. For example, when you take birth, you will be having brain, but very little brain. Okay. As you grow older and older, you will be learning many things. So all those things what you learn, it is nothing but knowledge only. Okay. So some knowledge are unnecessary and some knowledge are very necessary. Okay. So science deals with the knowledge of facts. Understand? You learn a lot of things, but everything cannot be called as science. So whatever the thing you learn in a systematic way, that is nothing but science. Okay. So science, it is the systematic study of knowledge. Knowledge is nothing but learning about facts or truth. Okay. Next. So as I said, in science, we have three main branches: physics, chemistry, and biology. Okay. Apart from these three branches, there are a number of other branches in science, but about all those different branches of science, we are going to learn in higher classes. But now you must be familiar with three branches of science: physics, chemistry, and biology. So in today's class, I am going to tell you about briefly the topics that you are studying in 8th standard related to chemistry subject. Okay. So what is chemistry? That is the question. First, before knowing what topics you are studying in chemistry, first you should know what is chemistry. Okay. Chemistry is a branch of science. Is it not? It is a branch of science, deals with study of matter. Okay, very important term, matter. So chemistry is a branch of science, deals with study of matter. So what is matter? So the definition given by scientists for matter is anything which occupies space and as mass is called matter. So from the smallest particle of a dust to the farthest star, everything is matter according to this definition. Anything which occupies space and that has mass. For example, pen. Pen is a matter because it occupies space and it has mass. Duster is an example for matter because it occupies space and it has mass. So anything which occupies space and has mass is called as matter, and according to that definition, all the things which are present around us. So what are the things which are present around us? Some we call as living things. Which are the examples for living things? Plants, animals, and microbes. They are examples for living things. And similarly, non-living things. We can give hundreds of examples for non-living things. Air, stone, book, pen, soil, chalk piece. They are all examples for non-living things. Okay. Things which are having life are called living things. Things which do not have life, they are called as non-living things. So in our surroundings, we come across living things and non-living things, including ourselves, human beings. We are also living things. So all the things which are present around us, including ourselves, can be called as matter, because all these things, they occupy space and they have mass. Okay. Now only I said anything which has life is called living thing. Anything which does not have life is called non-living thing. Okay. So according to the definition of matter, everything present around us, including ourselves, can be called as matter. So chemistry subject deals with the study of all the things which are present around us, including ourselves. Okay. So that is the definition we can give for chemistry. And in chemistry, what are the topics that you are studying this year? So you are going to study some important chapters related to chemistry subject. One is synthetic fibers and plastics. Okay, synthetic fibers and plastics. That is one chapter that you are studying in chemistry this year. And similarly, second chapter, coal and petroleum. That is the second chapter you are studying. Then combustion and flame. One more chapter that you are studying in chemistry. Then metals and non-metals. One more chapter that you are studying in chemistry. So synthetic fibers and plastics, coal and petroleum, combustion and flame, metals and non-metals. These are the four chapters that you are studying in chemistry. So as I said, chemistry deals with study of matter. So everything can be called as matter. Synthetic fibers and plastics, example for matter. Coal and petroleum, example for matter. Then by burning coal and petroleum, that is we get flame. See, chemistry not only deals with study of matter, it also deals with how matter undergoes change in specific conditions. Okay. So chemistry not only deals with study of matter, it also deals with how matter undergoes change in specific condition. For example, you have seen that your mother, to set up the curd for the next day, she will put some curds into milk. So overnight, milk changes into curd. Okay. So their matter, it has undergone certain change. Similarly, if you expose an iron article to the atmosphere, does it remain same? No. After some days, you can see the formation of brown coating on that iron. I think if you are using bicycles, you might have observed that the bicycle rim, if it is not cleaned for a long time, you can see the formation of a brown line. So that brown line which is developed on the cycle rim, it is a rust. Okay. So iron articles when exposed to air develops rust. So iron has changed into rust. Similarly, all of you have eaten idli and dosa, okay, in your home, not in hotel. Okay. So how that idli or dosa is prepared? If you are visiting the kitchen very frequently, that is before the day the idli or dosa to be cooked, on that day you have seen your mother started preparing the batter for idli or dosa. Rice, then dal, they'll be used to prepare batter of idli or dosa, and it will be kept overnight. Okay. And next day idli or dosa will be prepared, because overnight one process takes place that is called fermentation. So the batter, it actually rises in the morning. That is due to liberation of carbon dioxide. So it undergoes fermentation. Suppose if that batter is kept for 3 or 4 days, then if you prepare idli or dosa, you can actually taste that idli or dosa as sour. Okay, it will not be good because of certain changes that takes place in idli or dosa batter. Okay. Similarly, if you dissolve sugar in water, sugar dissolves in water, we get sugar solution. There also sugar has gone some change. So generally matter, it undergoes change in particular conditions. Some changes we call as physical changes, and some changes we call as chemical changes. Physical change, chemical change. Okay. For example, dissolving salt or sugar in water is a physical change. Suppose if you burn wood or paper, It is a chemical change. So combustion and flame. Combustion is a process of burning. So how actually you get a flame? That is by burning certain substances. All substances will not readily burn. For example, if you try to burn stone, it will not catch fire. Similarly, if you try to burn sand, it will not catch fire. Suppose if you try to burn paper, it burns readily. Okay, so some materials, they are combustible and some materials are not combustible. So combustion is nothing but burning. In simple term, we can say it is burning. Okay, so whenever burning takes place, always we can expect chemical change, not physical change. So burning is a chemical change. So how actually we can say a process is physical change, a process is chemical change? I said dissolving sugar in water is physical change, whereas burning paper is a chemical change. How we can say? Very simple. Whenever a physical change takes place, no new substance will be formed. Whenever a chemical change takes place, a new substance will be formed. That is the main difference between physical change and chemical change. For example, if you cut vegetables, it is a physical change. Suppose if you boil vegetables, it is a chemical change. Melting of ice is a physical change. Passing electric current through water, it is a chemical change. Okay, so when you cut vegetables, no new substance will be obtained. But when same vegetable is boiled, definitely some chemical changes takes place. Some new substances will be produced. That is the reason why tastes vary after boiling. Okay, so if you cut vegetables, it remains as it is. There is no change in taste. Only physical state may change. Physical state may change, but not the original substance. But on boiling vegetables, definitely taste varies, and that we can say a new substance has been formed. So chemistry deals with how matter undergoes change in specific conditions. Physical changes, chemical changes. Combustion and flame. It is a chapter related to, that is, burning process. Chemical reaction. Combustion is a chemical reaction. About that you are going to study in detail. And similarly, metals and non-metals. I think you might have learnt about elements. Okay, so I said chemistry deals with study of matter. All forms of matter, whether it is a living thing, non-living thing, whatever it may be, that is including ourselves, all of us and the materials which are present in our surroundings, they are made up of elements. I think some of you have seen periodic table, chart of elements, and in periodic table you can see 118 elements. Okay, there are 118 elements which are known at present. Okay, and out of 118 elements, 92 elements are called natural elements. 92 elements are natural elements. And elements which comes after 93, they are called synthetic elements. That means they are prepared in lab. Elements which are found in nature, they are called natural elements. And elements which are not found in nature but prepared in lab, they are called as synthetic elements. So That is from element number 1 to element number 92. They are all found in nature. So element number 93 up to 118, they are not found in nature, but they can be prepared in lab. That's why they are called synthetic elements. So 92 elements. First element is hydrogen. And 92nd element is uranium. So from hydrogen to uranium, they are natural elements. So among natural elements, you are familiar with some elements. I think all of you have seen iron, which is a natural element. All of you have seen copper, which is a natural element. All of you have seen gold, which is a natural element. All of you have seen silver, which is a natural element. Potassium, sodium, magnesium, zinc. Like that, we can give many examples. So from hydrogen to uranium, they are found in nature. That's why they are called natural elements. All matter, including ourselves, we are made up of one or the other 92 natural elements. For example, if you take water, 3/4 of earth is covered by water. 75% of earth is covered by water. That's why water is called blue planet. When water is viewed from the outer space, it looks like blue ball. That's why it is called blue planet. So if you take water, it is made up of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. Similarly, if you take common salt, which is used for cooking, it is made up of two elements, sodium and chlorine. Sugar that we use in our home, it is made up of three elements, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So like that, if you take any substance which is present in our surroundings and including ourselves, we are also made up of many elements. Our body is containing many elements. Carbon is present, hydrogen is present, oxygen is present. I think you know that in bones, calcium is present, teeth calcium is present, phosphorus. See, they are all the elements which are present in our body. Blood is red in color due to iron. So iron is present in our body. So our body is made up of many elements, like all the natural things. So we can say that matter is made up of elements. Elements are the building blocks of matter. And these elements, they are classified into two major categories, metals and non-metals. So about the classification of elements into metals and non-metals. For example, iron is metal, copper is metal, gold is metal, silver is metal, sodium is metal, potassium is metal, zinc is metal. Whereas if you take oxygen, non-metal, carbon, non-metal, sulfur, non-metal, phosphorus, non-metal. So they are all non-metals. So how elements have been classified into metals and non-metals? About that, you are going to study in that chapter. So these are the four important chapters that are actually you are going to study in chemistry. Okay. Similarly, we have biology chapters and physics chapters. I am going to deal with chapters of chemistry and chapters of biology. In another class, I am going to introduce you people what are the chapters of biology that you have to study, like chemistry. So we'll learn definition of biology and also what chapters of biology that you are studying in 8th standard. Okay. So children, this is a brief introduction about the chemistry subject and the topics that you are studying in chemistry for 8th standard. Similarly, when you come to higher classes, you will be learning many more topics related to chemistry. But whatever you learn in 8th, 9th and 10th, that is very, very important. Okay, because they are the basic things you must understand properly to learn higher concepts of any subject. So here in that means in high school what you learn, that is very very important. Okay, so I'm going to tell you in detail about all the important things you should know to understand the higher concepts of chemistry and biology when you come to pre-university level. Okay, so with this I'm going to end today's session. I think hope all of you have understood the brief introduction to science subject and also a brief introduction to chemistry, a very important branch of science. Thank you, children, for watching. We'll meet you in the next session where I am going to start the actual lesson. Thank you all.
ಏನೇನೋ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ